All right. Welcome to Messages from Spirit. I'm excited for today. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I will say that the energy around you guys is like so happy. I muted you again, Terry, so you got to take yourself off mute again so I can hear you. As I was telling everybody before we started recording here, as I was telling these guys, I've had the Old West in my head for like the last hour as I was setting up. This father figure came through and started showing me like the Old West and gunslinging and all this. Terry, that's your dad. We've
Yeah.
already established that. Okay, so let's just jump in because that's how I know I'm going to you first because all I'm seeing is like shootouts.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, slow down, Dad. He's already shown me more messages. See, when you see me tune out like that and get real quiet, it's because I'm seeing stuff. But they're like puzzle pieces to me. Remember that. He's talking to you, not me. I should ask, is that who you wanted to talk to today? I hope so,
Yes.
because he's taken over. All right, let's do this, hun. We're going to start with a connection exercise. So I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor for a minute. Perfect. And then what I want you to do is when I'm done talking, I want you to close your eyes. And then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Your dad's funny. Okay, so here we go. Puzzle dump. Have you heard me describe the puzzle dump before?
I have.
All right, he's just throwing a bunch of pieces at me, but he's trying to make me laugh. So right away, I don't know if that was his personality or if he's very much trying to make you laugh as well. But one of the things that he showed me was so funny, so weird. He showed me a bunch of nose hair and ear hair and stuff like that that old men get. And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Look, it's all gone. I'm young again on this side. I'll look good on this side. See all this? Gone. It's all gone. Make sure she knows I don't have none of that." I'm like, "Really? That's the first thing you want me to say is that you don't have any nose hair left?" Do you understand that? Did your dad have a bunch of
Before my father passed away, I cut his hair before I found out he was sick. And I had the clippers out and I took it down too short. And I pretty much shaved his head almost. But I did his eyebrows, and I did his hair. My sister got the nose hairs.
I'm telling you, as your dad steps forward, he's like, "Tell her I'm all good. I don't have none of that shit. I'm good. I'm good now."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Um,
is funny.
he's so with you. He's like, "I'm not dead, Tracy. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead." And he gave you pickles, steel
Oh, I
pickles.
don't. He had pickles all in his cupboards at the house when we emptied his house out. He had pickles everywhere in all his cupboards. They weren't even opened. We couldn't even, and he wouldn't even eat them. We don't even know why he had them.
That's so funny. He was craving them. I can
That's
feel the
funny.
taste for him. It's what's even funnier is that so your dad likes to eat, doesn't he? He liked his food. It's sometimes, see, I've been working really hard at practicing fasting, 24 hours, 48-hour, different fasts. That really helps clean out your body when you're trying to heal from something, right? But there
Hmm.
is every once in a while, I'll get a day like today where I fully intend to do at minimum 24-hour fast and not eat until dinner time. And what I was going for was for tomorrow morning a 36-hour fast, right? That's how you target belly fat. 36 hours, 12 eating, 36-hour fast, 12 eating. Anyway, today was on that schedule, but when I got up this morning, and I never eat breakfast, let me tell you this, never eat breakfast. At the bare minimum, we're doing intermittent fasting, and I'm not having that first dinner meal until noon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I ordered breakfast this morning. He's in my head going, "If you want me to come through today, I ain't coming through on an empty stomach, girl. You better have food in there or I'm not coming through." And what's even more interesting is that you did not sign up for your ticket until after I ate. Your
You're
dad meant
right.
what he said. He would not come through unless I had food in my stomach.
Breakfast is an important meal, he used to say. always.
He made me eat breakfast this morning, so because he knew he
Oh,
was going to bring you here, and if he was
that's
going to lower
awesome.
his vibration to talk to you, he was going to do it on a full stomach because he feels what I feel, what you feel.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is what I mean when I say that they bring up messages that are randomly specific. Pickles is very random, very specific to his end moments. Nose hair and eyebrow hair is very random, but very specific to your
Funny.
last experience with him. He
Mm-hmm.
is very much still with you. He's talking about Halloween. He's getting excited about Halloween,
Loved Halloween. Loved it. We
especially
used
now
to,
that he's really a ghost. He's like, come on, nothing is better than
uh,
celebrating as Halloween as a real ghost. Come on.
uh, he every year he would buy hundreds of dollars of candy, and we'd sit on his porch in the city he lived, and we'd come down and we'd hand candy out with him, and he'd have to have more and more. He wanted so much. He loved Halloween. As sick as he was in the end, he'd still go out there and hand candy to everybody. Yeah.
Are you following that tradition this year?
You know, the house just sold, my dad's house, our family home. And I thought, how can I do that? The house is sold. Nobody's in it yet, but I'm going to figure it out. I don't know. Where I live, it's the country. We don't get anybody out here, but I'm going to figure it out somehow to give candy out. I
Ask,
haven't figured it out.
here's what I want you to do, okay? I tell people this all the time. They are not dead, and we have been trained to treat them like they are not here. But if you get up in the morning and instead of saying, I got to figure it out, he's not here, he can't do it, it's all on me. I don't want you to think about it that way. The way I want you to think about it is get up in the morning and go, okay, Dad, I know you're still here wanting to hand out the candy. Show me where to go to hand out the candy. Get me the discount on the candy. Make it so synchronistic and aligned that it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. I am so excited for Halloween this year because as it
Okay.
gets closer, you're going to see his energy line things up with synchronicity and alignment. I say this to
Okay.
people all the time. Your loved ones are in the high vibrational world of spirit. They don't have a meat suit to communicate with speech. They
Hmm.
have high vibrational energy that they use to put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time to line you up with the message or the sign, or no, let me say that better, to line you up with the sign or the symbol that will deliver the message they're trying to give you. So if
Okay.
you get up in the morning every day and you thank them for their communication in your world and you tell them exactly what you need, I need the candy, I need the place to hand it out, you're very specific. They use their invisible energy to guide you along the way, kind of like your dad did to me today. I didn't know why, but he made me eat breakfast for the first time in 6 months. Um, and
Okay.
because he knew he was coming here, he's lining things up using synchronicity and alignment. And the beautiful thing about that is that you can't go in two directions at the same time. So if you're grieving them and you think that they're dead and gone, then you experience dead and gone. But if you realize and you understand they're still here, they're just in a different kind of energy and they use signs
Hmm.
and symbols and synchronicity, and you get up going, okay, let's do this together, then you are getting up every day, getting excited to experience their conscious communication. Now, when you get
Okay.
up and you say, okay, Dad, if you're around, make it happen. Get me a place to send the candy to. And then next thing you know, your friend invites you over to her house and is like, you have to come over for Halloween. Da 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 da. You're going to be like, wow, Dad, you really heard me. Do you
You
see what I'm
made it work.
saying? And
Yep.
then,
I
and not
got
just
that.
that, then you're not experiencing their death. You're experiencing their presence just in a
His
different way.
tradition. I get it. I get it. I do. I'll make it happen with him. I got it.
He said he's
I
not
like it.
gone and he's never gonna be
Yeah.
gone. He's just healthier and nobody has to pluck his nose hairs ever, 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 ever again. Did he
That's
smoke?
hilarious. He did.
Because
Yes,
he's
he
like
did.
puffing away up there. He's like, they can't make me quit either. He's playing the song. They tried to make me go to rehab. I said,
Uh,
no, no, no. You
Jesse.
guys tried to make him quit.
Well, we didn't try to make him quit, really.
Someone
We
did.
it was my mother tried, but he
Someone
would have.
did.
He would have. He actually did quit a long time ago, and he stopped smoking cigarettes, and he didn't smoke for like almost 10 years. And then when my mother passed, he picked it back up again.
Isn't
And
that
he
funny?
passed away from cancer, lung cancer.
I was gonna ask if your mom was still here actually, because even before you brought her up and said she died 10 years before him, he was putting the white blanket around her shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody. And so at
I
first I
think
was
it's
gonna
my
say,
sister. You have done this before. I think my father, when my father found out he was terminal, he said he worried for my sister.
she's
And when
still
you
got
said
those
that
health,
before,
she's
that's what he, yep,
got you. So he's still
yep.
watching over her.
I know.
But
I'm
I can
sure he
still feel
is.
your mom's energy there as well.
Hmm.
Um, I have to say though, as I'm like trying to tune into her energy, your dad just keeps pushing her away. He's like, "No, you go over there. It's my turn." Like, "No, my turn. You, shh, no, me."
Well, my mother had the front seat my father's whole time. My mother was always there. And when mom passed away, dad was finally able to be a dad.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had him for 25 years, and then he passed away. So we had nice 25 years. We're blessed.
Please know that he's still with you, loving you, communicating with you every single day. And
Hmm.
he's so happy that when you say that house just sold, he's like, "Yeah." And then he gave you extra money. So it sold for more than what you were expecting. Why is he
The
showing
house
me like
The
15?
house didn't have anything to do with me, but in the last 2 months, he left it to his grandchildren. So it was just done with the estate. But in the last couple of months, dad has blessed me in ways with money. I have had, it's my dad.
Because like I see like 15. I don't know if it's 1,500, 15,000, something like that. But it's got some zeros.
I don't know. I've gotten a lot of money lately in different places, and my boyfriend has too. We've been very, very lucky, very
You
blessed.
figured it out. And you keep telling that to people. You keep saying that. The more you think that and say that, the universe goes, she's lucky. She's so blessed. Send her more. Send her more. She's lucky. She's blessed. It sends you more.
All the
Because
time I say it's dad. I always say it's my dad. He's still helping us.
yeah, he is. And the more
He
you
is.
believe that, the more he's able to help you. So just
I
know
know.
that not only is he helping you, but he cleared the way so that he could come through today to give you this message about
That's
Halloween.
wonderful.
That's what
I
he wants
love
to
it.
come through. He's like, put on a Western movie for him, sit down and watch a Western movie with him.
That's awesome.
Him, you want him to show you signs and symbols that he's with you while you're watching that Western. And then tell him you want him to line up Halloween for you. And so when all those things
Hmm.
line up, I promise you, you're not going to think he's dead. You're just going to
No,
think he's invisible.
I don't think he's dead. I did in the beginning, but I believe now. I'm in a better spot now.
He knows. Oh, he's so proud of you. They are so proud of you. Now he brings mom forward. I said, he's so proud of you. And then I see this, and she's like, I'm here too. I might be letting him talk now, but this is my baby, and I love her.
I am the baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Out of three of us.
they're pulling their energy back, hun.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye. Monique, I'm coming to you. Your loved ones are definitely already starting to communicate with me. I can tell because I can't breathe so well now. One of the things they do to me is that they take me through their passing from their experience, not yours. That means they don't step forward and tell me how they died. They make it so I can't frickin' breathe or talk and I sound like Kermit the frickin' Frog. Because if their last memory was that they couldn't breathe, you see what's happening to me right now. But I can see a few people around you, young and old. Who is it that you would like me to communicate with?
Uh, my dad is almost 20 years he's gone, and I'm thinking maybe the other one is my husband's father.
Your husband,
Yeah,
did you
my
say?
husband. No, his father.
Oh, his father. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to turn this up a little bit because you're a little quiet. So those are the older people. Was your dad quite young when he, okay, so you said your dad's on the other side, the young soul. but okay, let me say this better. I got a young soul. When I say young soul, I mean somebody that passed before we think of as their time. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were 10 or 20. They could have even been 50 or 60. It just means they didn't live till 90 or 100 like we would think of as a long life. I got two.
My dad passed when he was 67.
Your dad did?
Yes, he was 67. And my husband's father, he was, I think, 80, in his 80s.
Okay, so those are the old guys, and there's a younger soul with them. Your dad is stepping forward with a younger soul, somebody underneath of him.
Um, I I lost my son. Uh, well, he was born. How do you say that? He didn't make it. I lost him at 5 months,
God,
and I know that he comes through often.
isn't that interesting? So we're going to connect now. That's just before we even started. I'm trying to make sense of the energy that I can see all around you. Your grandmother's very much there because your mother's still here in the physical world, but the mother
Mhm.
figure is very strong behind you as well. But she's not connected to dad. It feels like it's mom's mom. Do you understand that?
Oh, really? Oh, really? That I'm surprised. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be fun. All right. Because your dad, right away, as he's stepping forward, he's got that young, so he keeps messaging, saying, or let me say that better. He keeps emphasizing, make sure she knows I have the young soul. Make sure she knows I have the young soul. And this is why I call them puzzle pieces, because I'm not in your life to know what that means. But before we can even do the connection exercise, your dad wants you to know that he came forward with the young soul with him.
Yeah, he already told me once that with another medium that he had my son with him.
First thing he says to me right now. Okay, are you ready to do this? All right, both feet flat on the floor, and we're going to start with a connection exercise. Here goes my throat again. All right, I want you to close your eyes, and then what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Man, I'll tell you, there's some competition energy coming through around you about who gets to communicate with you first. You have so much love around you. It's just really comforting and reassuring. Not everybody has that kind of love around them, let me tell you. Your dad steps forward immediately with this kind of energy, which is my symbol for very close, very close. Definitely has the soul of your child on the other side. He's taking me to the breath. I feel like he couldn't breathe before he passed, but he also made me a little bit dizzy or confused. So I see the holding of the hand, which is my symbol that somebody was with him when he took his last breath. Although I do feel like things went very fast. Now, I don't know if he was diagnosed with something or he wasn't feeling very good for a little while, but then the very end came like boom, very fast. He shows me stepping outside of his body, but being attached to the body with the spiritual cord, which is what they will do at they the soul sometimes steps out of the physical body but stays attached to the physical body with a spiritual cord, kind of like a baby will be attached to mom with the umbilical cord, and they will do
Mhm.
that at the end of their life sometimes for a couple of reasons. Either they were unconscious or in so much pain that they stepped out of their body before they died so they didn't feel that pain, or they couldn't communicate but they were still with their body, or they passed before somebody found them or came to them and stayed with the body. There's a few different
Yeah,
reasons, but he's showing me that he stayed with his body and that he felt better the second that he passed over. The actual transition was very quick. He keeps snapping his fingers, and then you can hear my voice come back. It's like the minute that he crossed over, he could breathe again. All the pain was gone. Okay, slow down, Dad, slow down. He's also showing me the rose, which is birthday, anniversary, a date that happens once a year. And I see that it happens right before, right after another special day. So I don't know if he passed right before, right after another special day, or today is right before, right after another special day.
He died on April 1st, April Fool. And he was a real comic. Like he was always pulling pranks on everybody. So that's the only thing I could see is April 1st. And we celebrated his death and not like have a funeral. We had a celebration for
So A, he loves, if he was a practical joker, when you said he died on April 1st, he's like, yes,
him.
haha, loves that. But again, I love that he's showing me the holding of the hand, which is again that he was not alone when he took his last breath. Was he in a coma or unconscious? Is that what he was showing me?
And no, actually, he died on his own. My mom found him the morning after,
This is
and we all sat around until the coroner arrived. But yeah,
so this is what he's showing me. This is why I call them puzzle pieces because I'm not in your life to know how that puzzle piece fits. I just know what I'm seeing. What he did is he took me to the mind. Remember, I said he got made me very confused and dizzy almost, and that he had been ill for a little while before, but nothing like what we expected. And then, boom, he was on the other side. And what he showed me is that he just couldn't breathe. He felt dizzy, and then, boom, he was on the other side. That he slipped out of his body, but stayed with his body. Remember? So that means that even, and by him showing me the holding of the hand, the holding of the hand, the holding of the hand, that means that he needs you to know. I get that message from souls sometimes that die when you think they die alone. He did not. You understand that his mom came to greet him. Not just his
yes,
mom, but I think his mother-in-law. So both your grandmothers were already on the other side when your dad passed away.
yes,
They all came to greet him, not just the grandmothers, but the fathers as well, the grandfathers, because
yes,
he's like, it's not just the women, everybody's over here. They all came to greet him. He
yeah.
was
He
not
just
alone.
with them all. Yeah,
He said that he was not alone. And it was one of their birthdays. It's around that time when I say ba boom, ba boom. He passed right before, right around one of them. So it's
oh,
how I
yeah,
know that is because they will pass on or around a specific date of somebody that's already on the other side so that you know that soul came to greet him. Feels like maybe one of his parents.
and yeah, his father
How do you understand that? His father's birthday was when?
in March.
You know, it's
But
interesting.
both grandmothers were in September.
What's funny is that he like keeps pointing at me. He's like, "Come on, it's right next." My birthday is the 2nd of April. He's like next door to yours, right next door to yours. He keeps showing me next door to yours, next door to yours. Your dad is funny. Okay, so he's like, all right, get to the point. We know that I'm okay. Let my wife know that I'm okay. Thank her for everything that she did. Let her know I was not alone. Because I think it's not so much that he passed away, your dad said, because he's showing me that he had a good life. He's like, I
Yeah.
didn't want to get old and cranky and immobile. I didn't want to be a burden anyway. So I'm not sad that I'm gone. But my
Mhm.
wife, and I don't think she's sad that he's on the other side, but I think that the way he passed in the middle of the night without her being there with him was hard for her, that she's carrying that. And he's saying, you make sure she knows I was not alone, that everybody came to be with me and they guided me home. And he waited with that body until she found him. I can
Mhm.
hear her heart beating. She prayed over him. He said,
Yes,
you tell your mom that I heard her prayers. I heard her pray over my body until they came to get me. That's what she did, is she sat there and she just prayed and she prayed and she prayed and she prayed. You
yep,
understand that?
yep.
I've never heard that. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've never had the dead tell me that before. So that's not a common message. So your dad was absolutely there with your mom. Who's got the birthday or the event in November? He's like, ooh, go to November, 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 November. Is somebody pregnant right now? Or is there a baby that was born?
Oh, my son's girlfriend is she's expecting in December, but she's talking about maybe having it in November by C-section. So yeah,
Givers.
it's the second baby this year. So my daughter just had one in July, and now my son, yeah, they're the next one there,
Your dad
and
is
they're all
loving.
girls.
Your dad is loving watching you become a grandmother. He's not missing any of it. That's why, did you feel his energy? He's like, ooh, talk about November. He's loving it. And then he specifically said, the baby that's going to be born. He's like, don't worry, the boys are coming. And he put an S
But
on the end of that. Pardon?
my sisters, they have boys, all grandsons. I'm the only one with the girls, the granddaughters. So yeah,
There feels like there's more boys, though. When you say you're the only one with the granddaughters, there's two, but I see at least like 4 or 5 boys.
that's right. That's right. My older sister has five grandsons. My younger sister has one, and I already have two granddaughters and one on the way.
And one of those granddaughters, who's she named after? Is that your grandmother? Because there's a woman stepping forward doing this, which is my symbol for named after or just like
She is named after her paternal grandmother.
on the other dad's side. God, yeah. See, when I said that there's a grandmother around you and I think it's from dad's side, that's what I think is who's stepping forward. So even if it's not your family, it's the baby's family, she don't
No,
care. She's like, "Thank you for naming that child after me."
oh yeah, no, Violet. Her middle name is Lois, and that's it. Lois had passed away from cancer.
So she knows about that too. And she's like, what a beautiful girl. Like, and I'm hearing, did they suffer a miscarriage as well before the baby?
No, no, but Violet is autistic level 3, nonverbal. And we
Uh,
always feel like there's someone playing with her at night. So we always tell them to go to bed, and leave her asleep because she has to go to sleep. So, but I always feel like there's someone with her all the time.
oh, your dad's definitely playing with her, especially children that are nonverbal and autistic. They can see into the other realms better than we can.
Yeah,
They can use those senses. They just can't deliver the speech to you to let you know. But you see them laughing and
yeah,
giggling. Your dad is very much doing that.
yeah.
But he's also showing me that the soul that you lost will come back to you. Now, I don't mean the soul that you lost, because that child that you lost, did you even name the child that you lost? Like, did you name
Yes,
him?
yes, I did.
See, that's why your dad still has his soul there, because he is acting as a guardian angel for the children that you have that came after him. Sometimes a soul will incarnate into a family, but they're not meant to be born. They're meant to
Mhm.
just have that soul tie so that they can help that family in a deeper way than if they had no ties to your family. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
And so your children came in with this guardian angel right from the get-go. Because was that child that you lost in the middle of your children? Like, do you have two children or
No,
three? Pardon?
so, my daughter was 10 years old and my son was 8 when I had the one that I had that passed away.
That was your last child, though? You didn't have any more after that?
No.
That's why. I'm seeing like two, but three, and I'm like, what does that mean? So that child just acted as a guardian angel for his brother and sister.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, slow this down. Your dad's got a list of stuff. He's like, hurry up, I got shit to say. And I'm like, watch your mouth, buddy. Like, we're on camera. And he's like, it's my time. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Like, he wants to be able to do what he wants.
Oh, always been like that.
So his person, he's like, darn, I see me change it at the last minute. Darn straight. That's his, see, that his personality will come through. He keeps showing me a horse, and I don't know why I keep seeing the horse. Brushing the horse. Going
He
back.
used to, he worked for the city, and I remember him taking care of some horses, but that's pretty much it.
You've got pictures of that too, don't you?
No. Oh, a long time. Yeah, when I was young.
It's interesting because what he did is he showed me brushing horses, like it's like taking care of horses and brushing them. Then he took me some time back. He was taking me to the past. Then you were talking about that he had a job like that. He's like, yeah, I did. And he's like showing me the photos. As soon as you said that he had a job like that, he's like, yeah, there's photos of us and the horse in the photo album. We got pictures of us with the horse in the photo album. So I don't know if you were just looking at photo albums or if he's like encouraging you because he's putting them in front of you and blowing the dust off. Has it been a while since you guys have taken those photo albums out?
Yeah,
He's kind of putting, see, I think how long's your dad been gone?
19 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought, some time. Because what he's doing is he's putting little mementos of him all around your house. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he's like, because I want her to remember me everywhere she goes. I want her to know that I'm with her. Do
Oh
you
yeah,
have,
no, yeah. We remember and we talk about him all the time.
but you don't have little mementos of him all around your house, right?
I have pictures of him and things that some drawings that he did for us.
He's putting like, see, because the dead will do this often. They'll tell me a message like this often. Like, you know how sometimes your loved ones will leave you jewelry and then and your grandma's literally going, I did that. Anyway, they'll leave us jewelry and then we put it in our jewelry box and we keep it there because we don't want to wear it. We don't want to lose it. And it just gathers dust there. They hate that. They want you to wear it because every time you wear it and you look down at your finger, you think of them. And if you're thinking of them, it means that they're right here beside you. So it's like you can't smell bread cooking if there's no bread cooking, right? You smell it if it's around you. You don't have to see it. You can pick up the vibration through your nose. When they're
Mm.
around you, you pick up the vibration in your heart, and it sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. So what they do is they'll align you up with symbols that will remind you of them all around the place. So that every time, everywhere you go, you're like, oh, that's my dad, that's my dad, that's my dad, that's my dad. He doesn't want to be dead no more. You remember, it's not an accident in the order that these messages get delivered. And your dad came right after that other dad. And that other dad was talking about, see, that lady, did you hear what she said when she first came to see me? She wasn't sure if she believed in this. And then I started telling her to tell her dad what she needed. Be specific. Tell him exactly what you need. And then he will show up and deliver that to you. And then he's not dead anymore. He's alive, just in a different way, still helping you in your life. Your dad heard that and he's like, exactly, man. Where's my honey-do list? I want stuff to do. Tell me, give me things to do. Remind yourself that I'm around. I've been gone too long. She needs reminders. Put a picture here, put a, something there. He wants you to see him everywhere you go around your house. So you remember he's there to help you too.
I work on wood, like I do carvings and that, and you're just reminding. I'm using his tool to do my carving. So it's sometimes I ask questions, just up in the air. How do I change this or whatever? And next thing you know, it comes back to me, and yeah,
That's him
he's
communicating with you.
my dad's talking to me.
You are correct because their voice sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. All you have to do is ask the question and then wait and listen, and the answer will come in. As you were talking about that, you have his tools. Your dad showed me this, which is my symbol for being very proud of somebody. Um, and loves that you are doing this work, especially because you're a girl. I have to say, the feeling of like, yeah, my daughter can do it better than any old man is kind of the word that I heard. It's almost like if you were playing baseball or something, he's taking you to the NBA going, guys, my daughter will kick everybody's ass here. Like that kind of energy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Slow this down. He's putting a white blanket around your mom's shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues. And I feel like I can't move as well. My mobility hurts, something in my back and my
yes,
legs, or my hips, maybe. Really, in my like my pelvis. Does that make
yes,
sense?
yes.
Does your mom have hearing issues?
She is deaf one ear, and yeah, I know she's 81 now, and she has a lot of mobility issues now.
I'm trying not to laugh. I didn't mean, sometimes people misinterpret it and the dead get me in trouble because I'm like, does your mom have hearing issues? You're like, she's deaf in one ear, and I'm trying not to laugh. Not because your mom's deaf in one ear, but because I see your dad going, I know, well, I could talk to her all I want. She can't tell me to shut up no more. I'm just sitting here, da 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 all year, all the time. She just went deaf in that ear. Did he used to talk to her like nonstop? Do you understand that?
Yes,
He's still doing that in spirit. He's like, your mom is so sick of me talking to her, she literally went deaf in one freaking ear. He loves her very much, though, and he's very much waiting for her. He said, listen, when she crosses over, his face is going to be the first face she sees.
all good.
He's showing me the hand that, which is that he will be there to greet her. And again, see, now I understand. Oh, they're so cool, the dead. Now, what did your dad say? The very first thing he said was that he did not die alone and that your mom needs that message more than ever right now. I didn't realize he's been gone 19 years, that she's been carrying that, thinking that he died alone, he died alone, he died alone. And I think she's got a fear of dying alone as well. And what your dad is just saying is that she is never going to die alone. It's impossible to die alone because your soul, as soon as you start transitioning out of the physical body, you see all your loved ones all around you. So she is never going to die alone. That just like his
Mhm.
loved ones came to get him, he will be there to greet her. And he said, you never have to worry about that. He said he knew how much that hurt you, that he exited so quickly and you guys had to find his body, and he's never going to put you guys through that again. That your mom, he's going to make sure that doesn't happen with mom, that you will have some notice. And just like he's training you now to hear his voice in your mind when you're working with his tools, all of us, if something's going on with mom that needs your attention, you're going to know it. And you're going to feel, call mom, call mom, call mom, call mom. And you will act on that because you will recognize his voice. And he's going to make sure that you are there for that last breath if that is what you want. It doesn't mean that she's crossing over anytime soon. I don't feel her at the end of that time yet. I can feel the complications, but they don't tell me when that's happening. I can
Okay.
just tell if it's imminent, like at any day, and it's not. But what he is saying is that when it does, he will be there with her. And he's thanking everybody for the arrangements that have been made because they're being arranged to be laid to rest together in some way. Now, I don't know if he's cremated or buried or what, but he keeps showing me that they will be together when she passes in the physical as well as the non physical. How do you understand that?
Yes, there's they already have a plot, and it's her name is like it's already on there, but just missing the when she goes. But yeah, no, he was cremated, and she wants to be cremated too.
It's so funny because my grandparents did the same thing. My grandmother took me to her gravestone before she died. My grandfather was on it, and then on the other half was her and her name and all of her information. The only thing that wasn't there was her death date. You know how creepy that was? She's like, look, this is my grave. And I'm like, Grandma, come on now. Your dad's kind of doing the same thing. He's like, look, this is our grave. This is where we're going to be laid to rest together.
Oh yeah, no.
Speaking of grandparents, you have your grandma's jewelry because she keeps bringing that up. She's behind you going, she's got my ring. She's got my ring. Could you tell her to wear it? Please tell her to wear it. Has it been in
Okay,
your jewelry box for a while?
I'll wear it. I just I stopped working 6 years ago because of a disease I have, and I just don't wear jewelry much anymore. But I'll put it back on.
Funny, when you say that, I saw your hands swell and then not swell. Like sometimes the rings don't fit or whatnot. She's like, just put
Mm,
it on a chain around your neck. Just, you know what I mean? When you have something that was theirs with you, you take their energy everywhere with you. It is literally impossible for you to think of them if they're not with you. So when you have their jewelry or an item of theirs that goes with you everywhere, every time you see it, you think of them, which means every single time that you're looking at that, they're with you. They're going everywhere you go. Your grandma's giving you a whole bunch of fruit, like lots and lots of fruit. Did she used to do her own canning and stuff like that?
yes.
She's thanking you. Do you continue on that tradition?
No, my sister does. I'm allergic to vinegar, so I can't do a lot of the canning stuff anymore. So I just because I can't get close to vinegar, so it's just ridiculous.
But she knows you want to, and she knows that your sister still carries on that tradition.
Yes.
And so she's thanking you for even wanting to carry on that tradition. She's like, you can still be involved, you know. It's funny because my grandmother was a French baker and she was born in 1913. So she was very old when I was born. And she used to take me, I don't know where you live, but she used to take me. She was born in St. Catharines in the Niagara region in Ontario, which is very much like the Okanagan, and it's full of orchards and fruit trees and all of that. So she used to take me with her, and we'd spend a whole weekend gathering all the fruit, going and doing all the pick your owns, and then the next day we would do all the canning and making of the pies and the stuff like that. So what she did is she's like, okay, maybe you can't do the actual canning part, but you can go and you can do the pick your stuff and you can make the pies and you can make the other stuff.
That's
And
it. Like we the pies for the family. Everybody like they like my pies. So I go pick the vegetables and the fruits that I need for my pie. Like
I'm telling you,
yeah, my dad loves my pumpkin pies. So
still does because, oh, it's funny you say that. I've been smelling pumpkin spice all freaking day. I just thought I'm craving it because it's coming up to that time. I'm like, okay, I need something pumpkin spice, but literally pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice pie, pumpkin spice, like everything. And I don't even really like pumpkin spice usually.
yeah, no, it's the tradition that every year I make a pumpkin pie and apple pie.
So they're thanking you for that. Because here's another thing, your dad especially is thanking you for that. Because the thing is that they are pure high vibrational energy, right? Now, this physical reality is made up of a bunch of variations of vibrations. And these meat suits is one giant sensor that allows us to sense the variations of vibrations of the physical reality. So your ears pick up vibrations your nose doesn't understand. Your nose picks up vibrations your tongue doesn't understand, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? So we need these physical meat suits to sense the vibrational energy all around us. Your loved ones don't have these meat suits. They are already pure energy. They don't need these to feel and sense what we feel and sense. So what that means is that what you eat, your dad tastes. When you eat something, he tastes it. And so the reason why he's like getting all excited about pumpkin spice season, if that's one of his favorite things, and thanking you, is that when you sit down and you make those things and you're eating them, he's right there eating them with you, tasting them, loving it every second of it. He wanted to come through today and congratulate you for the grandbabies, and he wants you to know that the child that has the special needs, he is extra watching over. And he said that I feel like, well, there might not be a cure, for example, if that's the right word to use, I do
Mm.
feel that this will get lighter or easier or healthier in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure what the right words to use are here, but that there is help coming in that will lessen the severity of what we are dealing with. Does that make sense?
Yes, I was asking him to come to tell me if it was going to get better for my daughter here. So
I will say this on all of the information and all the research that I've done on autism and things like that. And your dad is like plucking it out of my head because everything I know is now in a giant library that they can go through in here and they go through and go, oh, tell her that. Oh, this is a good one. And I've done a lot of research on health. Lost 100 pounds in the last year and a half, cured myself from a couple major diseases, which I can't say here because the pharmaceutical companies own those diseases. And what I can tell you is that the greatest contributor to easing the um what is the right words, to easing the symptoms that we deal with autism is removing the processed foods and the
yeah,
dyes out of their diet. So, no dye of any kind, yellow dye, red dye, blue dye, all of those food colorings are going to trigger that hugely. There is also some supplements that you can take that will detox some heavy metals out of the body. Autism very much is a accumulation of heavy metals in the brain, and there are things that you can take that will help detox those heavy metals. So if you research how do I detox heavy metals and autism, you're going to get a huge amount of information that you will be able to use. And in the meantime, you're just going to completely make sure no food dyes of any kind, no cereal. It's all processed crap. He needs good
he doesn't
food.
like to.
Yeah. She's still pretty young though, right? Like,
He's 6 years old.
yeah. So, but you know what I mean. Like juice boxes, typical foods that kids get at that age. Be very careful of those things, and you're going to see those symptoms lighten quickly. Does that make sense?
Yes,
But your dad is definitely reminding you that you got to be specific and ask him for what you need. And so you asked him before we started here to let you know if it was going to get better, if that was going to get better in some way. And he heard you because he's telling me to answer that question for you. But he's also telling you to be specific with what you need. You need clarity, you need more answers, you need more truth, you need a new doctor, you need some more supplies, you need better food. What is it? Whatever it is that you need, you ask him, and he will move heaven and earth to put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time to give you what you've asked for.
I also want to thank him because the day before she gave birth to her last daughter in July, um, there was a stabbing involved around her and her husband, and she was saved by his sweater, my dad's sweater, and I know that was because he was there.
She
He
was saved by, you have to say that again because I can't hear you very well. She was saved by
She wore my dad's sweater because she was getting really big, and the guy tried to stab her, but didn't, and the sweater protected her. So all that got ripped was the sweater. She didn't get cut, nothing. So I'm like,
wow.
my dad was there to protect her from getting stabbed that day.
You gave me shivers.
I got shivers too. But I like, I thanked him so much the week that it happened. I just want, I just want him to know that I really, really thank him so much for protecting her that
You
day.
know, he hears you when you say that. He hears you when you say that. And your dad has such a sense of humor in my head. In my head. I think he must have in reality as well, but in my head right now, he's as you're telling that story, he's like, yeah. And you know what song he's singing? Mighty good man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Yeah, that's me. Just sending the message that my girls are protected. And then he starts playing My Girl in my head and thanking you guys for communicating with him with music.
Yes, we play all this music. Yeah,
That sweater, he's like, see, aren't you glad you kept those sweaters now?
yeah,
Loves that she wore them throughout her entire pregnancy as well. Loves
yeah,
that.
yeah. She
He's like,
loves her
see?
granddad.
He's like, see, now she has to get pregnant again. That's when the sun's going to come in.
Well, that's what they're hoping. They're hoping to get pregnant again and have a boy.
Here's the
So,
thing, though. I think that they're going to get pregnant and have another girl, and then they're going to have another boy. And I think the reason for that is because the two girls are going to, they're soulmates, they're best
um,
friends. And sometimes what'll happen is, first of all, they need to be close together. Like I see Irish twins. Do you know what Irish twins are?
you say Irish, but Irish is in our blood. So that it's just funny you're saying Irish, but my dad's
Okay.
Irish.
So that either means that she's going to get pregnant with twins or that she's going to have Irish, what are known as Irish twins is when you give birth to two babies in the same year or within 12 months of each other.
Oh, oh my God,
Because
that
girls
would that would be incredible.
These girls are soulmates. They're best friends. And it feels like a combination of two things. It feels like if the boy came first, then they might stop and say, well, we got our girl, we got our boy, we're good. But their first girl needs her best friend, needs her soulmate with her. So they'll send the girl first so that they'll try again for the boy.
Mm, okay. Oh, God.
Loves watching her be a mom, though. Proud of her for keep going with the breastfeeding. She's been struggling with that a little bit. He's like, I'm sorry, it might be inappropriate for men to talk about this, but I'm proud of her because she didn't give up. Do you understand what he's talking about?
I do. Yes, that the nurse that came the first week or whatever was telling her that she got to give her formula because she's not gaining weight enough. But she was like 9 pounds 8 ounces, so it's like crazy. But yeah, no, she didn't give up on breastfeeding.
That's good. He's very proud of her for that, especially because, again, the things that they're putting in our food and the formula is no different. And I think your daughter must have, or your son, your son has the autistic girl?
No, my daughter has an autistic, and she gave birth to another girl in July.
So
So the
she
oldest
has
is,
both girls.
yes, 1 years old, and the other one is 2.5 months.
That's why I feel girl, girl, boy. Gotcha. See, I thought that the other girl was from your other son, and that's why I'm like, oh no, I see girl, girl, then the boy's coming. So that makes sense. So if she already has the older girl, this younger girl, who's only a couple of months now, that's her soulmate, believe it or not. There might be a few
Okay.
years in between, but that is her soulmate. And they had another girl because if the boy had come, then they would have stopped, and this little girl wouldn't be here. She's meant to be here. This little girl is a very old soul. Just this baby, very old soul. She's a very good, calm baby too, isn't she?
No.
Wow, because the energy is so calm and so old school. Slow this down. When you say no, it's not colicky, but she's definitely getting up in the middle of the night, but that's changing very quickly.
Or
Like,
is it? Because I know the first few months she was cranky, and she voices her disagreement on stuff. She's only 2.5 months, but the little redhead. So it is she's just like her mother. I mean, her mother was the same way at birth. And so I laughed because I said, "You got your twin," because it's just incredible.
Was she a calm toddler? Like, did she chill out as she got a little bit older, your daughter?
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is kind of how your dad's like, as she's a young baby, it kind of surprises me because she feels like such a calm old soul. You know what I mean? Sometimes our babies, when they come in, if they're like really erratic when they're first born, they chill out and they're calm toddlers and children. And some of the calmest newborns are the crazy toddlers and young children.
I've seen that with my nephews, but no, no. Actually, even Violet is calm. My autistic granddaughter, she's calm as well.
So then, now that I understand these messages, what he's saying to your daughter is that don't worry, the little boy is coming. If you try again right now, he's coming right now. Like I keep seeing Irish. That's why I see Irish twins. She's only 2.5 months already. She could be pregnant right around now.
Oh my, oh my God.
And that is a boy. So another thing before he pulls his energy back, he keeps giving somebody a carpet, like a throw rug or an area rug or something. He's like putting an area rug in. Did they just redesign the baby's room and they need an area rug? Or who just bought an area rug or is looking for a big area rug?
Nope.
Where does mom live? Is she in like a facility right now?
No, we pulled her out of one because she wanted to move out on her own, and that's probably where the rug is coming in because she's been in her new apartment a month now, a month and a half. So yeah,
And
no,
it's all hardwood?
yes.
She needs an area rug, Dad is saying. He's putting like this area rug and I'm seeing it like perfect, as clear as day. He's like, needs an area rug. We're bringing in an area rug. We're bringing in a rug. And it feels like it's something that's been talked about.
Oh, I guess so. Not with me, but my sister and my mom talk every day, so it's probably done.
You hear that? That's
Yeah.
spiritual emphasis. So what that is when you say something and you hear a ding, a bang, a after you say something, that is spirit using their energy to emphasize what was just said, like an exclamation point after what we just
Mhm.
said. So have you been seeing the flies around you recently?
Yeah.
Because
They,
you're
they're,
what?
I'm at the trailer and the flies are just coming in, and I'm like, where are you guys coming in from?
Spirit doesn't have a meat suit to use speech to let you know when they're around. And it's funny because your dad earlier was saying that he was putting little knickknacks and pictures of himself all around your house so that, and then he just lit my camera up all around the house so that you will remember him and remember that he's not dead so he can be a part of your life again. Give him things to do so that he can show up and be with you again, right? Um, slow this down, Dad. Now you're going too fast. I can't even think straight. Okay. He tries to so hard. That's what he was trying to say, is that he's tried so hard, he goes so fast, and that you sometimes it's frustrating for him that you're not hearing him. So spirit has to line you up with the sign or the symbol that will deliver the message they're trying to get through to you. And so the message your dad is trying to get through to you is that he is a fly on the wall.
Oh my.
He's right there with you. See, this is why he's like, well, I wouldn't have to put the flies all over the wall if you would just like put some pictures of me up and stuff like that. And then you'll see me and then you'll know I'm there, but you don't know I'm there. So I am bugging you. Because he said he used ants
All right, I won't
earlier.
kill them anymore.
What?
Oh, I said I won't kill them anymore.
No, all you
The
have to do is
flies.
say, Dad, I know you're here. Leave. I don't want to see no more flies. I will talk to you during the day. I will give you things to do. Here's your honey-do list. This is what I need. Line it up for me. If you need money, thank him for bringing you money, just like that other girl did. Now her dad's bringing her thousands of dollars all the time. Literally, you got to say thank you for, and then just wait for him to bring it to you and get excited. And when you are communicating with him like that every day, he's not dead. He's here with you. And that's what they want. They want to be a part of our life, even if they're invisible. So the next time you see that fly, chuckle to yourself and go, "Okay, Dad, I know you're here. I love you. Now get the fly out of my house. You're a fly on my wall. You're not missing nothing. What do you want? What do you need? What do you want me to know? Why are you here right now?" And then pay attention to the thoughts that run in your head. Very much it feels like your dad just wants to be a part of your life again. He wants you to give him things to do, and he wants to help with mom as well. And he wants to tell you guys how to take care of her. He's kind of bossing you around, like get her the rug, make sure that she doesn't sit in the house too many times by herself, make sure she knows that when they're sitting there talking on the phone every single day, he's listening in on the third party line, that he hears everything that they say, and that he's not missing a single moment of your lives. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
He just kissed your cheek as he's pulling his energy back. One last thing. Do you hear footsteps in your house sometimes?
Yes.
That's your dad. He's just showing me stomping around. And I'm like, why are you stomping around? And he's like, because it gets her attention. Because it creeps you out sometimes. And you think, is that a ghost? And he's like, yes, I'm a ghost. That's me. Yes. Have you been where you are, though, for a very long time? Have you lived there for a very long time?
This is my 5th year here at the trailer. Like, I do have a house in on the Quebec side. I'm in Ontario right now at the trailer. Season's almost over, so I'm going to be heading back home.
And your house, have you lived there for like a decade or more?
Yes.
Because he's talking about that he loves what you've done with the house. And that he's like, as you're talking about the trailer, he's like, I'm not talking about the trailer. He's like, I'm talking about the house. She's lived there for a very long time. Do you see what they've done to this place? Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Look at this. He's watching over it. Do you have a fountain? Why am I seeing a waterfall or like a fountain, a water fountain?
Nope, that's not me.
I hear running water. Is it around where you are right now? When you say you're at the trailer, is there like a waterfall or running water somewhere near you?
No, we ran out of water today, and they fixed the leak on the campground. There was a leak, and there was no water. I waited for the water to come back. That's that's the water thing of today.
There was a leak. Let me see if I understood this correctly. There was a leak
There's
in
a
your,
pipe that burst. Yeah, there's a pipe that burst a few trailers down, and they had to repair it today. And so I was out of water for about 3 hours.
this is what I mean when I say they're talking to you, not me, and I'm just the medium in between delivering the puzzle piece because I can hear the running water. That's why they don't change the message just because I don't understand how it fits. I can hear the running water. And then, so the fact that, see, here, again, I have to bring it back to this. It's not an accident in the order that the messages come through. And it sounds random, but it's very specific to what is going on in your world right now. Because what did your
Yeah,
dad say? He's not dead. He's a fly on the wall. He sees everything that's going on and he wants to be useful again. He wants to be handy. So if there's a problem with the water, say, thanks for fixing it, Dad. Get me my water. Get it fixed. Get it whatever. And watch him line it up for you. Watch him take care of business, even from the other side. Because I can't know that there was a water leak, and that is literally mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance.
yeah.
He's very much still with you. Aw,
Okay.
he just kissed your cheek and said, I love you, and gave you the rose. That's funny, which is birthday anniversary, a date that happens once a year. Two. Was it 2 months ago or coming up in 2 months? What does this mean?
birthday. My birthday's in February. His
Oh,
was in June.
shush. I again, I didn't understand it until you said that. They freak me out sometimes. Let's go back and say what I just said. He's giving me the rose, which is birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year, and then he showed me two. And I'm like, so we're going back 2 months or forward 2 months? What does that mean? You're like, his birthday's in February. What month is that?
Two.
Takes me a minute sometimes. They speak with symbols, right? But so your dad's thanking you for remembering his birthday every single year, and he's reminding you that the last guy gets chocolate cake on his birthday. He wants chocolate cake on his birthday too.
My husband, I bought him chocolate Black Forest cake for his birthday, and it was on the 22nd of September.
Wow.
So
Your dad's
uh,
thanking you for that and reminding you that he's got a birthday and it's on the second month. Don't forget mine too. I want chocolate cake too. Aw, pulling his energy back. I hope that that was helpful, hon.
it was. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Have an amazing rest of your night.
Okay, thank you.
You don't have to leave. You can stick around for the last message or you can go. It's totally up to you.
Okay.
All right, my friend Christina, you're a little different because I've read for you so many times that your loved ones don't come through and tell me how they died every single time. We know, right? So, do you have a focus? Because last week you had messaged me about possibly joining members, and I didn't get back to you in time. But that makes me feel like there's maybe something that you needed some help with from the other side.
No, I just wanted to join.
Okay.
And Amy had offered to let me use her members because she said, "Oh, you could share it with friends and stuff." So, but
Yeah.
I'm like, well, she might not be able to read me anyways because for one, I'm hard to read because I come every week. And two, there might be other members that, haven't had a message that month either that happened to come that day. So I'm not going to put pressure on her when I'm going to be there
You're
Tuesday
still free to
anyways.
come, honey. And if I can't, don't have time to read for you, I won't read for you. You just get to listen in. And if there is, you get read. But here we go. So I'm seeing Mario Kart in my head. Lots of Mario Kart. I know that you have a 14-year-old son. I don't think he usually plays that type of game. But do you know why I'm seeing Mario Kart? Who was playing Super Mario or
No, I know why you're seeing it.
why?
Because the other day I was at Walmart and me and Sharif were in the clearance aisle and they had a Mario Kart lunchbox on like sale for $3. And then they had a nice like pretty one. So and I was like, oh Sharif, I should probably get maybe I should get this for Ashton and Savannah, Vicky's kids. But I didn't get it because I didn't know if he would like the Mario, but that's why. That's just Timmy proving he was with us in the
He
store.
was absolutely with you. And he just said to me in my head, don't tell me it's hard to read for my mom. I'll tell you what, it's easy or not. Like, I'm there with her. I can still give her messages. Because they play, it's funny because I can see the star, like the Mario star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I hear the music. So it's been a while since I played Mario Kart. I don't play it very often because then I have trouble controlling my filter. And my kids end up getting called vile names. Poor babies. They love it. They laugh like crazy, but we have to close all the windows. Otherwise, the people passing by are like, what is going on in that house? Anyway, the music that comes when you get the star, dun, 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 whatever that is, I can hear
Yeah.
it in my head. And I feel like he's sitting right there. Do they play Mario Kart, Vicky's kids?
Um, I don't think so, unless they play on the VR. They've been obsessed with they got them the Oculus. Well, not the Oculus, it's similar to the Oculus. It's a VR headset. You put it on your head and it's like 3D.
I
Yeah.
would ask her if she knows what is with the Super Mario or Super Mario Kart or something like that, because I can hear them playing it. And there's a reason why not only are they playing it, but there's a reason why Timmy would line you up with a toy or a lunchbox like that, and make you think of them. So if they never play it, why would you think of getting that for them? because Timmy's telling you that they would like that. That's why.
Yeah. I ended up not getting it, so
That's okay. He's just using it as an opportunity to let you know that he was there.
yeah.
And to let your friend Vicky know that he hangs out with her and her kids as well. Has
Yeah,
she been
she
going through a
definitely.
challenging time? This is my
Um,
symbol for struggle or challenge in a relationship, usually.
well, I think they're okay. Um, I think they're okay.
She's married or like in a relationship.
No, she's been in this relationship for like 6 years now. Yeah, because
There's some kind of struggle or challenge going on in the relationship. And now it does not necessarily mean that it's between the two of them. It
could
could,
it be between the baby daddy?
all I know is there's some kind of struggle or challenge going on in that household that your loved ones are wanting to give her love and comfort through. Doesn't mean it's in her romantic relationship that there is that relationship is struggle or challenge, but there is some kind of struggle or challenge that that household is dealing with right now. So if it's with her first baby daddy that she's having some challenge with that, that would make sense. All I know is they're showing me my symbol for struggle or challenge.
Yeah, they were trying to serve the dad child support papers.
It's about freaking time, I heard.
Yeah.
Interesting. They're like, remember, see, it's again, it's not an accident in the order these messages get delivered. So, and you know this better than anybody because you come every week for months now, is that you've got to ask for the tools and supports you need and thank them for it before it even gets here. So tell her, because I can feel her anxiety around this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
tell her to thank that because she's got some grandparents that are coming through around her, very strong, holding hands. I don't know if they're great grandparents or grandparents, but they are definitely together holding hands, which shows me that they were married or together. And they're using this opportunity to come in through you to give her this message, which is that to tell her to envision herself winning the case, getting the child support, receiving it in her bank account. Thank them for making it happen quicker than like very fast to get her through it very fast. Thank them for everything that she needs. Make sure she says, thank you for this happening quick. Thank you for me getting more than what I expected. Thank you for the back pay, et cetera, et cetera. And oh, there will be back pay. How long has he been neglecting this?
Well, he hasn't even seen the kids in like 2 years or something now, or maybe almost 3 years. And she's always paid for everything. Even when they were together, she was always the one paying for everything.
So that's
So he's never paid really, ever.
So that's why they're saying finally she's taking him to court and that there will be back pay. So tell her to get excited because what her grandparents and what Timmy just said in my head, it's funny. I see him so grown at this. Like spirit can be any age and he's kind of aged himself to come through and protect his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, slow that down. Aw. What they're showing is that this man is just may settle quicker than what she expects because it's going to be expensive for him and he's going to have to hire a lawyer or something like that. So it'll be easier for him to settle than it will be to take it all the way. I don't think he's going to fight her as much as he said he's going to fight her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, see, she doesn't think he's gonna fight, because there's other stuff going on, and
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. They're telling me he's going to settle. This is in her best interest. It's a good thing. I feel like she's going to have some money before Christmas. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. She's going to hold on to the money that's owed her. Okay. And this is ready to be ready. This is having all your ducks in a row. He's got all his cups in a row. He is satisfied. He is ready to be ready for the money that is owed to her. She, I should say, this represents her. So
I'm pretty
Timmy goes,
sure it's her I think it's her great grandma and grandfather coming through. The ones on her dad's side, I think.
all I know is they show me this named after or just like. So either she carries one of their names or one of her children carries one of their names. This is my symbol for named after or just like. But here nor there, they just want her to know that this too shall pass, that she's about to get through this, that there will be some kind of settlement here, so it's not going to have to go all the way to court. And that they're very much with her right now, so don't sweat it.
Yeah, I tell her to ask all the time. She be yelling at me to tell Timmy to stop teaching Trenton things, and I'm like, tell him, like, he ain't listening.
It's funny when you say that, Timmy goes, I'm dead, not my fault. I'm like, oh, now you're dead. I see. Does somebody have a recorder? Do you know what a recorder is? We call them those in Canada. I don't know if you guys have them. They're like
The voice.
those
Oh,
you hot cross buns or whatever that you play on
yeah,
it
you
like
learn
this.
that in school.
Yeah,
Um, Ashton might be doing that in school. I'm not sure.
I can hear it. Timmy's like, he comes and he hangs out at her house, but then he checks out as soon as they start blowing that thing. Have you been napping a lot recently? He said, talk about the nap. Talk about the nap.
Yeah. I think he came to visit me.
In when you were napping on the couch. That's what I was about to say. He wrapped you up in a blanket and he's like, tell my mommy I'm snuggled up with her. Tell mommy that I'm there with her. That was me. Not me, him.
Yeah. See, like, I think he like tried to wake me up, but like, see, it was weird because I couldn't remember anything, but like, I knew I was woken up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I said, Timmy, you just came, didn't you? But you woke me up where I couldn't really remember, but I knew you were with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were you really
definitely.
warm? Were you really warm when you woke up?
Yeah.
Because you were snuggled up to him as if he was like right there, cuddled up with you. And you are exactly right, is that in our dream state, he tried to come with you and he hung out with you in your dream. But as the dream was ending, you twisted it into him running away or leaving or
Yeah.
being able to hear you. So he waited until you were out of that dream so you wouldn't remember the details, but woke you up right at the end. And by the way you woke up, because I felt you go, and I know that because we've been doing this work long enough and you understand the spirit language that you knew you were woken up and you understood why. So he's thanking you for that. And he's like, Mommy, that was me. I was right there cuddling with you.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. Like, I knew he woke me.
Have you been coloring
On my phone.
on your,
But he could be bringing that to Vicky's. Trenton's been doing a lot of coloring
he
on himself and
definitely hangs
everything.
out with them, but he's giving it to you, honey.
Yeah, well, I color on my phone. There's a coloring app, and I've been doing a lot of that on my phone.
It's
Not
funny.
physical coloring.
Because he's like throwing it in the garbage and he's like showing me Amazon. He's like, go on Amazon, look up some of those adult coloring books, give yourself some really good markers. He's like, come on, mom, you can do this. And it's good practice for your hand too. Not that it's your right hand, because you were right handed and it's your left hand that you hurt, correct?
Yeah.
But even holding the paper and stuff is going to help you utilize that other hand, like practice using it.
But I can't use it yet, though. I still have the splint on.
I know, but you can hold the paper with the splint on, can't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's like, it's better for your eyes. Some about don't do it on the phone too much because he's like taking you out of the virtual world and putting you in the real world.
Well, I've been doing that a lot lately to try to distract myself so I don't start thinking because it's getting closer and closer.
I gotcha. I think the reason why he's given you the markers and stuff is because it's a lot more satisfying and a lot more thought consuming, right? So
Mhm.
on the phone, you're just like da-ding, 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 da-ding. You push the buttons, it colors in the thing, right? When you
Yeah,
have an actual coloring book, you have to think. You have to think about which colors. You have to find the marker. You have to you see what I'm saying? It
yeah,
takes a lot more thought process. And not only that, then you can hang it up on the wall and you can keep it afterwards.
that makes sense.
He just gave you a coloring book of angels. That's interesting. I've never seen it, but he's saying search on Amazon for an angel coloring book and color all the most beautiful angels as you're getting closer to this time of year, where it's like a week or so away from the time when he passed. He's like, color in angels. That'll help give you the message that you're surrounded by them and all of the other stuff as well. The reason why he's cuddling with you and upping the messages that he's sending you is because he's trying to emphasize his presence in the physical reality, not his absence. You understand that?
Yeah, I know.
I know you know.
It's just the PTSD, like, it's like real bad.
Yeah. Aw. Um, did Sharif just get his hair cut?
Well, he got it cut for school.
He's like, he looks good like this, Mom. It feels like it's about time. Like, did he not let you cut his hair for a while there or something?
Yeah, because he doesn't like to sit still. But like Vicky did, see the last time she had cut it, we just like did it like all one length, and then this last time we did the fade where he has a little bit of hair on top where you could wet the top of the hair and put the gel, and he likes his hair like that, and Vicky like did it like so good.
Timmy's commenting on how good his pictures are turning out this year. That's what I'm seeing is the school pictures. Did they get them back already?
No, I don't even think they did it yet. I haven't got seen anything.
Timmy's going with him on picture day. It's got to be either just past or it's coming up because he's talking about picture day. He's talking about how good he's going to look in pictures this year because of his haircut. Something about last year, the hair was a little bit longer, or maybe he didn't like his pictures as much, but he's emphasizing how much he's going to like his pictures this year because of the way his hair is. Please just know that he's very much still with you, and the closer it gets to that date, that the more he's going to continue to send you these signs. And it's not going to be just a basic, like you're not going to just find a dime or a nickel. It's going to get deeper, like it is right now, like waking up and knowing that he's right there with you because he wants you to feel his presence. And he's like very proud of you for the ways that you are learning to cope through this and reassuring you that you have the skills and abilities to identify his messages when he sends them. You have learned a lot. Not everybody would understand that message of waking up from that nap like you did. But that just tells me how good you are at understanding his language now. So take solace in that because he's promising to up the messages every day. You know what he just showed me in my head? You know how I don't know if you've ever seen it on TikTok or not. If it's like somebody's 18th birthday or something, then these parents will like give them a bunch of presents and they have to like pick a number and then every day until their birthday they get a present for their birthday. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
He's like showing me the days leading up to his heavenly birthday that he's going to be sending you a very big sign every single day. The nap was just one. The fact that you got excited when you woke up, not sad, makes him excited to do it again.
Mhm.
The fact that your TV starts screaming right after I say that, spiritual emphasis. You understand?
Yeah. Quick question. The other day, I think I was thinking about grandma. I'm not sure, but all of a sudden I smelt her.
Yeah.
And was it really her that I smelled?
Yeah. Of course it is. Again, it is literally impossible for you to think of them if they're not there. It is literally impossible for you to smell something that's not there. Spirit has to line you up with the sign or the symbol that will deliver the message they want you to get. And your loved ones, very often, you sent to let you know when they're around. What she said in my head was, "Who else was it? Of course it was me." She's like, "You were feeling sad. I just wanted to give you a hug." That, and she was trying to tell you to cook something.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen. And I don't to ask me what I was doing because I can't remember what I was doing, but all I know is I had gotten a whiff of. I'm like, "Is that you, Grandma?" And then
Yeah.
I got the whiff again, and I'm like, "Thank you for visiting."
Because
And then I don't know,
Well, because you were in the kitchen,
but you
right?
always second guess yourself, like, did you
I know.
really? Because
But
I
yeah,
even after I woke up from that nap with Timmy, I was like, "Dang, Timmy, I think you just visited me. Was it you?" And I questioned it, but like I had that feeling that I literally just had a dream and I remember seeing him, but I couldn't remember what we were doing.
you was just hanging out, snuggling on the couch, getting ready. And then when you woke up, and I don't know if this was after that or whatnot, but your grandma's like, "You're in the kitchen. That's my domain. I'm there giving you a hug and trying to tell you what to cook for dinner." If you guys knew how often your loved ones boss you around and you don't even know it, you just interpret it as a thought, as your own thought, and it's actually your loved ones sitting right here telling you what to do. Like that other lady's dad said, her mom literally had to go deaf in one ear because he wouldn't stop talking to her even after he was gone.
Yeah.
Aw. He loves the comedies you've been watching. He's like, "Oh, mom, it's so great. I feel the relief for the belly laughs. You've been watching a few comedies lately, hey?"
Well, there's these people, um, like everybody's talking about that Gypsy Rose. I don't know if you heard of her in the UK. Um, yeah. And people have been making like really funny videos lately. And I'm like, God forgive me, but like they're making fun of her, but like it's funny at the same time. And I'm like, God forgive me, but like I gotta laugh.
He's right there laughing with you, just so
And
you.
actually the other day, I don't know if you heard of the Inside Out movie. The Inside Out movie, like it has hope, like joy and anger and yeah, it's a cute little kid movie, and they came out with this Inside Out too, and I watched it the other day. Well, I tried to. I fell asleep, but
Oh, but it doesn't matter. He sat there and watched the rest of it. And then he's doing what every toddler does again, 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 again.
oh, he'll be able to watch it again because I fell asleep, so I gotta watch it again.
I
But I
know.
did. But the other day, Sharif was watching that Lightning McQueen Cars, and I said, Timmy, go in there and watch that with your brother. That's a movie he loved at that age, and you're that age, so go in there and watch it with him.
I love that he did. And then he just said, like mother, like son, he must have fell asleep too.
Yeah.
Watching that movie, I think he fell asleep during that movie because Timmy said that he stayed and watched the end by himself, just like he did when he watched the end by himself with the movie that he watched with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just know he's there and your grandma's around as well because they're all making sure that you are okay. They're all there loving you and reassuring you and trying to comfort you through this time. So it's not an accident that you're smelling them. You're not exaggerating. You're not making it up. That's their way of communicating with you and connecting with you and letting you know that they're with you now and always. He's pulling his energy back. Pulling his energy back and then closed the window, and I felt, whoo, a chill. What was that?
Yeah, it's getting chilly, but I don't want to take the AC out yet because sometimes I get hot, like it's not cold enough. Like there's still like 70-degree days and hotter still a little bit, and I don't want to take it out and then be too hot.
Got ya.
Yeah, but I'm always cold lately.
I can feel
But
it.
but see, Shari's a hot body, so he doesn't get cold easy. And I'll be freezing, and he's walking around in freaking shorts and stuff, and I'm like, you ain't cold? He's like, no, mom, it's not cold in here. I'm like, man, I just must be getting old.
No, when you are cold like that, it means that your circulation is not flowing as much as it should. The next time that you are extremely cold like that and everybody else around you is warm, you need to start doing something to get your blood flowing. You need to go for a walk. You need to do some jumping jacks. You need to like practice, do skip rope with no rope, invisible skip rope. Just sit there and jump rope, invisibly jump rope for a few minutes,
Uh-huh.
and your cold will go away. I know exactly what that is because I've had circulation issues my entire life. That's a circulation issue. So the next time that you feel that, get your blood moving and you won't be cold anymore.
Okay.
You're not getting old. And stop saying that to yourself. Because if you say that, oh, I'm just getting old, then you will get old. I have literally watched myself age backwards over the last few years. If you go back and you look at me in 2020, 2021, 2022, and the beginning of 2023, you can see how old and fat and sick I start to get. And then all of a sudden, it's like reverse gears, and I start to reverse aging, and I'm looking younger and younger and younger every day that goes by now. Lost
Uh-huh.
all the weight and things like that because I started saying things to myself. I no longer say, "Oh, I'm just getting old." I know the difference. I'm not getting old. I had not enough nutrients. I didn't have the proper circulation. We tell ourselves, "Oh, this means I'm getting old," and then we just accept it, and then we get old. We age. But when you understand that those are just symptoms and that those symptoms can be dealt with, then you're not getting old. You are having a symptom that can be cured. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. And I should know by now, like, not to be saying shit like that, but here I
I
am.
still correct myself. Jesus still corrects me in my head all the frickin' time. So don't beat up on yourself for that. They're just pointing that out to you because they want to keep you healthy. It's like,
Yeah.
it's literally their job to take the information that I have in my library and give it to you if they think it can help you. And that's just something they think can help you right now.
Well, how about one more thing before I let you go?
Yeah.
I'm having like major like gas, like I feel like the bubbles like coming up, but I can't burp or nothing. Like, what can I do to get rid of that? I take omeprazole, which I know I shouldn't be taking that, but like the heartburn be that bad sometimes.
Well, in the research that I've done, the thing is, if you have massive heartburn, people think that it means you have too much stomach acid, but actually, what it means usually is that you don't have enough stomach acid. Because when you eat the food and you don't have enough stomach acid to do its job and break it down, right? Then what it
Uh-huh.
does is that food rises to the top up here, and then the stomach acid. Um, rises up with it. But if you had enough stomach acid, then it would break that food down so it didn't rise up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But honestly, the best thing that you can do to fix any kind of digestion issue is to fast. Stop eating for a day. Give your body a chance to go through and clean itself out. It is a very miraculous machine and it will heal itself. But you have to be able to give it time. It can do one thing at a time. It can digest your food, which takes about 12 hours, or it can go through and heal you, clean out all the sick cells and the disease cells and the fat cells. It'll burn those for fuel instead of food. But if you put food in your body, it's always going to burn those first. So if you are having gut issues or intestinal issues, the thing about fasting is that one 36-hour fast completely resets your gut microbiome. So whatever is going on in your gut will be completely eliminated from your body. And so after a 36-hour fast, whatever you start putting into your body after that will now repair whatever was going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how long do I have to do it for then?
I would just do one day that you don't eat. One day. Drink water and black coffee all day. And just get up that day and go, today is the day that I am healing. I'm not eating today. I am healing today. And when you get hungry, you remind yourself that hunger comes in waves. We think when we get that hunger pain, I'm going to die. No, you're not. This is a wave. It will pass. And it's kind of like a craving. They come in waves, right? And
Uh-huh.
you just remind yourself, you say, well, do I want that food right now? Is that food going to make me feel better and help me? Or is it going to keep me sick? If that food's still going to be there tomorrow, I'm not going to die today. I'm going to be just fine today. Today is my healing day. You know what that hunger is? That hunger is just what healing feels like. And I am so proud of myself for doing this. This is amazing. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to put in some good foods in there. You're going to get some yogurt would be one of like a good Greek yogurt or a good probiotic food is one of the first things, and fiber is the first things that you're going to put into your system after a 36-hour fast. So fruit, eggs, things like that, and then some meat, and those especially red meat will help with that. And then those foods come in and act as the medicine that your gut needs because it's been completely reset. So now you have to give it the nutrients that will help repair it. If you do a 36-hour fast and then you eat carbohydrates, highly processed foods, and sugar, it will be painful. I don't recommend that you do that. You think you have gas now, you watch the gas turn up to like max capacity if you do that. Ask Amy how that went for her when she was sick and she fasted and then she ate chicken nuggets and Kraft dinner. Doesn't go good. So, but if you do a 36-hour fast, which means that you just get up one day, so for tonight, you have your last meal tonight, and
Uh-huh.
say you have your last meal, you stop eating at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., then that means tomorrow you get up, you don't eat tomorrow, and you, what's tomorrow? Today's Tuesday. So you get up, you don't eat Wednesday, and then Thursday morning when you get up, you can start eating from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, so like regular yogurt would be okay because I don't have Greek.
Greek yogurt is best, but
Because I
regular,
have like regular vanilla yogurt in the fridge.
see, it's got a lot of sugar and stuff in it, right? The thing is, you want the probiotic cultures in it. So,
Yeah, because I gotta fix this gut because this stomach shit is killing me.
you can be working through an infection as well. Sometimes those infections can take multiple fasts to heal. You remember everything I was going through? The things
Yeah.
that came out when you have parasites and stuff like that too. When you start cleaning out your gut, you will get rid of parasites, believe it or not. After a 36-hour fast, you're going to get rid of things. So it will get worse before it gets better. But just know that's your system cleaning out all the toxins that were in there making you sick.
Uh-huh.
But it will get better. Um, and then just start taking some supplements that will help repair your body as well. Whatever nutrients that it's missing, the thing is that there's not as much nutrients in our food as that our grandparents had. The vegetables that we are eating are different vegetables than they ate. They have been genetically modified to have all of the nutrients extracted from them. So our bodies are not getting the same type of nutrition that they were getting in like the 40s and 50s and stuff like that, right? So we have
Mhm.
to add the supplements into our diet that will maintain those nutrients. So, if you're having some gut issues, that means that first thing you got to do is clean everything out so that you can start with a clean slate and then refeed yourself with the foods that will act as the medicine to repair you, and refeed yourself with the supplements or the nutrients that your body needs to repair. So, that means a good probiotic. Not one that you buy from the drugstore off the shelf either, by the way. When you're dealing with probiotics,
That's funny because I was like, well, I gotta go to the store for a probiotic.
no,
And then you
not
said,
one. If you go to get a probiotic, you always get a probiotic. It has to be in the fridge. If it's not in the fridge, it's no good. Don't buy it. Um, we're dealing with active cultures or whatever they are here. They're live yeast, like not yeast, but a form of bacteria, the good bacteria. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
has to be in the fridge for it to work properly. So that means you have to go to a health store or to a store that specializes in natural health products, and they will have their probiotics in the fridge. Get a nice high active, like 120 billion or 90 billion, something like that. They'll know what that means.
Boy,
Get a,
I don't know if I have a store around here for that.
you will. You said, I don't know if I had one, and it's your grandma goes, well, you wouldn't know if you've never looked for one. Why would you know where it is?
All right.
There feels like there's one not too far from you, and beside, your friend has a car she can drive you because she needs some stuff too.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting? All right. They're pulling their energy back, hon. Your grandma's she just hugged you just as much as your son did and is like telling you that she's so proud of you and that they're right there with you. And it's funny because this gives you something else to think about too, doesn't it? It's like as the days get closer to your son's heavenly birthday, what did your loved ones say to you last week? They're doing everything they can to keep you busy and occupied so you're not thinking about that date, right? Now they got you
Mhm.
fasting. Do you know how hard it's going to be to think about that date on the date that you're fasting? You're just going to be concentrating on not eating. You're not going to
Mhm.
be thinking about that. So you're going to have like 2 days go by. Boom. It's going to be like, wow,
So
thank you.
the fasting, I can only drink water, and I usually drink coffee though.
Black coffee. As long as you don't put
Yeah.
any sugar or cream in it, you're okay.
Yeah, I guess
The
I'm
minute
fasting off coffee too then.
the minute that you put sugar or cream in there, you break your fast.
Mm, okay.
But yeah, black coffee is totally fine. If you can stomach black coffee, I personally do not like it. I'd rather just drink water. But if you can stomach it, then yes, those are the things that you can eat all day. And if you start to feel a little bit dizzy or a little bit hangry, as people would say, or you start to get a bit of a headache, you need sodium. When you are fasting, it is extraordinarily important that you take salt, not table salt, that's poison. We're talking Celtic sea salt or any type of sea salt. So when you're fasting, you're going to put a little bit of sea salt in your water, or you're just going to put some in your hand and lick it and eat it. The better the salt, the less salty it is. So I crunch on it all the time. Like I have an Atlantic gray sea salt, I think. It's cheap as crap, but it is got more minerals and nutrients in it and electrolytes in it, which is what your body needs when you're in a fast, so that it takes away the dizziness, it takes away um, that feeling of nauseousness. So you won't get that, and you won't get the headache either as long as you have enough electrolytes and sodium. So make sure that you include that in with the water. If you start getting a headache, you take some sodium. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
And then watch how proud you are of yourself when you get through a whole day like that. Watch how good you feel afterwards. But just know that the next morning, even though you didn't eat anything, the next morning when you get up after a day of fasting, everything's going to come out of you. You're going to be like, where did all that come from? How could that even be in there? I haven't eaten for 36 hours. What that
Uh-huh.
is your body is excreting all the toxins it just cleaned out. It can process food or it can process the toxins. It's our choice. We've been taught to feed ourselves constantly, graze like cattle, and then our bodies never heal themselves, which makes it so that we have to go to the doctor and we have to get medicines and all of that. You see how the medical industrial complex and the food industrial complex go hand in hand to feed each other. But what happens is, like I said, when your body's not eating food, if you eat the food, it burns it and produces the waste. But if the food isn't coming in, it eats the sick cells, the disease cells, the broken cells, and the fat cells, and then it gets rid of them as waste as well. So when you do this fast, don't expect that the next day you're going to wake up and it's going to be all clear there. You're going to be getting rid of stuff and it might come
Uh-huh.
out very liquidy, but that's okay. That's just the toxins being released from your body. That tells you that your body did its job, because if it didn't clean anything up, there would be nothing to come out, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when that happens, don't freak out. Just know, just look at that and go, okay, well, that's all the toxins that my body ate up. That's awesome. It's proof that your body had toxins to eat up in the first place, because if there was no toxins in there, then nothing would come out after a fast.
Yeah. All right. I'll go get some Greek yogurt.
Good job. Good job.
And you can have apples and stuff after.
Well, the best kind of fruit to eat afterwards is any kind of berry. But yes, fruit and fiber. That's usually the order that I do it in, is yogurt, fruit, or some kind of fiber, and then red meat. Red meat is your best friend in healing your body. I'll tell you that. There's a reason why they are trying to outlaw red meat right now.
Oh,
All right, kiddo. I'm going to let them pull their energy back, though. Know that they're with you, and I hope that that was helpful.
it was. Thank you. I just want to get my stomach fixed. This gas is like, can be so
Time.
painful.
No, I used to suffer from it as well, but this too shall pass. You just focus on your healing and taking steps forward, and this will be just a memory. And it's also happening now as a gift to distract you from the other events that are going on right now. So it's
Yeah, I
funny.
kind of figured that.
Pardon?
I kind of figured that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sweetie. Have an amazing rest of your week, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care.